Uganda is prone to pandemics like Ebola, ranked second on the African continent to these outbreaks. The latest outbreak is of Ebola Sudan, which happened in Mubende district last year, affecting up to 9 districts across the country. Ebola is a virus that spreads by touching infected animals. Body fluids of an infected person such as saliva, urine, feces or semen. Touching things that have the body fluids of an infected person like clothes or sheets, among others. A person infected with Ebola exhibits symptoms like feeling tired, muscle and joint pain, eye pain and vision problems, vomiting, excretion of blood from body pores, among others. Because of the nature of the disease, doctors report that this makes it hard to detect, hence tricky to treat.
We don't have like usual a definite cure for a virus. So we usually give supportive treatment as the body is trying to fight its way back. So that alone poses a challenge in terms of treatment because you're going to do only supportive. You're not tackling the real cause of a disease. You're tackling the effects that the disease is bringing. So in that way, there is somewhere where you leave it to the body's response.
For communities where these outbreaks have been reported, many members of the community have attributed it to witchcraft, forcing them to forego hospitals for shrines. Others are said to be afraid for things like stigma, which is associated with diagnosis. All these, the doctors say, have made seeking treatment and eventually response hard, leading to loss of lives.
People present to you very late because of those factors that they fear. They think that whoever gets Ebola will die. So, in other words, you end up having to treat them like they present to you at really a late stage, and the chances of survival then are really diminished.
The Ministry of Health has now embarked on leveraging all efforts to ensure preparedness, prevention and response. Officials from the ministry have spent much of today in an engagement with religious leaders under the Interreligious Council of Uganda in a meeting meant to bring leaders up to speed on Ebola and other epidemics. The religious leaders say that oftentimes they have been left out in the response plan at the national level despite having a huge following. In attendance were members of the Orthodox Church, Muslims, Anglicans, Pentecostals, among others.
You will notice also that the responses to epidemics have largely been medicalized. Even those who have been working with the president, they have all been medical workers or health workers only. But as I was presenting, the effects of these epidemics go beyond the medical aspect. It's a disease that affects so many dimensions of humanity, and therefore we need a multi-sectoral response.
Can't we have a policy for our cities to have toilets that are waterborne, toilet systems that can protect their people from storm water, which is a mixture of everything? I am disappointed. Uganda is still backward.
Let the Minister of Health try its best, wherever it is possible, in this alert system we are putting up, to share with faith-based organizations the information they have at their desks.
Assistant Commissioner for Health Promotion, Education and Communication in the Ministry of Health underscores the need to have everyone on board if such epidemics are going to be controlled.
We need them to be part of us because they are key stakeholders in fighting emergencies, any public health emergencies in this country. So we want them to use their structures, cascading right from the top up to the last unit, which should be a mosque or a church.
Religious leaders are always a source of support at a time of fear, confusion, loss, suffering, financial hardships and trauma.
Dr. Basaja Tebadiba warns that given the past experience, the country is prone to another outbreak, warning that it's important that members of the public be on alert and continue to observe the standard operating procedures like washing hands.
That the last outbreak we did get to know which animal, because we know that getting Ebola, somebody might have interfaced with the body secretions or organs of an animal. which had Ebola. But we did get to know it, and we are not sure which. It might be there, whichever animal, either monkeys or baboons, they might be spreading the virus, and slowly by slowly, and then a relapse can be possible.
Ebola has an incubation period of between 2 to 21 days. Nearly 50% of the patients who have contracted Ebola have lost their lives. RAMSON Muhire, Church of Uganda Family TV, News at 8.